Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Match Esports Podcast. I am your host, Chetty, and I want to welcome you, whether you're a returning listener or a brand new listener. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Now, if you don't know what this podcast show is, we cover everything about esports, primarily events that happen in the past weekends as they come. So usually this podcast comes out on Wednesdays because it'll fill your midweek esports craving. I'll talk about what's going on in the past weekend, and then I'll give you a little sneak peek as to what's going on in the upcoming weekend so you can stay up to date, be reminded of things you probably knew about but forgot about, and or hear about events that you didn't know were going on. So anyways, this is the Wednesday, May 22nd episode. So I'll be covering things going on the weekend of May 17th through May 19th. And then I'll give you a little insight as to what's coming up next weekend. And the dates for those are May 24th through May 26th. I'll be out of town for that, but I'll still be watching esports. So we're still going to be here next week and every week after that. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Got a lot of action coming for you. Let's get this thing started. First up on the list, we go to Italy, Milan, Italy, for the Pro League Season 9 Finals for Rainbow Six Siege. Now, I personally watched this one all the way through. New operation released with 2 new operators. I'm super excited. I love Siege, but I hate it at the same time. Anyway, this was a culmination of Pro League play all around the world. The top teams from each region, North America, Europe, Oceania, and South America. Also, a Japanese team was there too. They attended for a battle of the best team in the world and a really nice trophy. Now, this tournament was already set into the playoffs because of seeding. It was a single elimination bracket, best of 3 matches, and they were determined by seedings from regions. In the first quarterfinal, we had Evil Geniuses from North America take on Immortals. Evil Geniuses took that one 2-0. Next up was FaZe Clan from South America, taking on Lestream from Europe, 2-0 in favor of FaZe. Third quarterfinal was Team Empire from Europe as well. They won their series 2-0 over Team Dark Zero from North America. And last but not least was the fourth quarterfinal was Fnatic from Southeast Asia, as well as Nora Rango from Japan. Nora Rango. Moving on to the semifinals, Team Empire took on Fnatic for the Battle of the East. Team Empire took that one 2-1, advancing to the grand finals. To determine the other grand finalists, FaZe took on Evil Geniuses, in which they fell. EG took the series 2-0 to move on to the final. In the grand final, we had Team Empire taking on Evil Geniuses. Map 1 went in favor of Evil Geniuses on Bank, but then the next 2 maps went in favor of Team Empire, taking Oregon and Clubhouse, taking the series, and then taking the tournament. With this win, Team Empire are crowned as the best team in the world, won $400,000 out of a $1 million prize pool. I lied, $7,500,000. I was thinking a league. $75,000. And then they'll be returning next season in Pro League as the best team in the world. Next season of Pro League will be season 10, but that is yet to be announced. But we'll have more info on that here as we learn more. So stay tuned for future episodes if you want to hear more about Siege. Next up, we travel nowhere because we have online tournaments, actually. It's not a tournament either because it's qualifiers for the Epicenter Major, one of the biggest Dota 2 majors prior to the International 2019. The Epicenter Major is the 4th installment of the largest LAN tournament in Russia. That'll be going on exactly a month from now, June 22nd to June 30th. With 16 of the best teams in the world have one last chance to earn valuable Dota Pro Circuit points to secure their qualification for the International 2019. That's coming up in August. Can't wait. Biggest Dota tournament every year. So we have about 6 different regions fighting for spots there. 2 regions have 3 seeds and other regions only have 2. To kick it off, Europe will be sending Team Secret, no secret there, Team Liquid and OG, Red Bull OG that is. China will be sending PSG, LGD. Falling behind them is Royal Never Give Up, aka RNG, and VG Gaming as the 3rd seed. Next up will be the 2 seeds, starting with the CIS region, aka the Russian regions. Gambit and Virtus Pro will be coming out of there. Forward Gaming and Edward Gaming will be coming out of North America. Southeast Asia will be sending TNC Predator and Fnatic. And South America will be sending Pain Gaming and Infamous. Like I said, the main tournament of this Epicenter Major will be starting June 22nd, so I'm probably not going to be talking about too much Dota because there's not going to be much going on until then. But once that happens, it's going to be lit. So stay tuned for more information on that as well. Next up, we're going to talk about the biggest esport tournament that was talked about all weekend, and that is the Mid-Season Invitational for League of Legends. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Mid-Season Invitational is a culmination of all the best teams in the world. And by all the best teams, I mean the number 1 team from each region in the world, battling it out for the title as the best team in the mid-season. That's why they call it the Mid-Season Invitational. Go figure. Took me a second to think about that too. Kind of had like a brain fart. Anyways, play-in stage happened a couple weeks ago. Group stage happened last week. And then this past weekend was the playoffs, aka the knockout stage. The top 4 teams were Team Liquid in 4th place, memes aside, G2 in 3rd place, SKT in 2nd place, and Invictus Gaming with the top seed, only dropping 1 game in the group stage. Because of that, they got to pick their opponent in the semifinals, who was Team Liquid, because of the team with the worst record. Go figure. This is telegraphed. And then, of course, G2 had to take SKT in this other semifinals. But the first one was the biggest upset, the biggest bracket buster of bracket busters, the biggest upset in League of Legends history, as Team Liquid absolutely demolished Invictus Gaming 3-1. Now, Invictus Gaming, former world champions, reigning world champions, taking on Team Liquid, who comes from a rather weaker region, who everyone hypes up, but always forgets that they're North America and always fall. So this was very impressive. To go 2 up over the world champions, drop a single game, and then absolutely smash the 3rd game was unprecedented and a well-earned grand final spot for Team Liquid. Freedom Boner is real. The next semifinal was SKT versus G2, SKT from Korea and G2 from Europe. Now, this one was expected to be kind of a big question mark because in the group stage, G2 Gaming beat SKT every single time they played them. So now, in a best of 5 where SKT is known to be the best at, they took on the team that they couldn't beat in the group stage. And of course, it's a back and forth game, back and forth set. But in the end, it was G2 taking the last game over SKT 3-2. For our Western Grand Finals, we had G2 versus Team Liquid. Go figure. Now, this rivalry has been going on forever, and to finally see it on one of the biggest stages in League of Legends, it's history in the making. What else was history was the fastest, and I mean fastest, Grand Finals we've ever had in League of Legends, because G2 absolutely smashed Team Liquid. With that win, G2 have brought the title to Europe for the first time since 2011, aka the first ever World Championship. Oh, goodness. Anyways, congratulations to Europe. Congratulations to Caps for absolutely smashing the tournament and winning the MVP. Now, North America, we're still all good. League comes back in about 2 weeks. The LCS comes back June 1st. So we're only going to be a couple weeks out without any League of Legends actions, but come on, we'll be fine. Anyway, June 1st, North America. Let's get it. All right, next we're going to talk about an esport we don't usually talk about here on this esports recap podcast. Now, we're going to be traveling to Kiev over in the CIS region for the WCS Spring of 2019. Now, this is the first of 3 offline events for the 2019 WCS circuit. For those of you who didn't know what the WCS is, it is a Starcraft II tournament. Not many people watch Starcraft, especially in North America, but over in Europe and around the world, it is actually pretty big. Go figure. Now, this tournament took place on May 17th through May 19th, where we got to see world's 24 world's best Starcraft players to compete for a seed in the 2019 Global Finals for WCS 2019. This spring event is the first of 3 offline events in this WCS circuit. Now, after a 2-day tournament and 71 total players, we are left with the final 24 on Sunday. The highlight of this tournament was none other than Cyril, go figure, who plays for Ents from the Netherlands, who made the grand final seemingly with ease. Now, the other grand finalist was his rival, who they meet in the final all the time in every tournament, is Special from Mexico, who fought his way through a close series, but none that he couldn't handle. This finals was said to be a close 5-game series, but Cyril wasn't having it. Cyril absolutely swept and dominated the Mexican terrain player in Special, taking the tournament, of course, and taking the prize of $20,000 and 3,000 WCS circuit points for 2019. Now, a little update on the standings for WCS point standings. We have Cyril, of course, in first place with 5,230 WCS points, who, regardless of what his points are at this rate, first place of winning this tournament gets to go to the World Finals no matter what. So, he's in. Behind him are Neeb with 3,630, Raynor with 2,635, Special with 1925, and Time with 1465. But that does it for the WCS Spring. Next up will be the WCS Summer. And that's going to be going on in July 12th through the 14th. So in about a month and a half from now. So stay tuned for that. Look forward to it. And last but not least, we have Get On My Level 2019, aka GOML. GOML. Now, GOML is a tournament that was held in Toronto, Ontario on May 17th through the 19th. It was a 6th installment of the Get On My Level series. Last year's was really lit, from what I hear. This year was the same. This featured games such as Melee, Ultimate, Brawl, Super Smash Bros. By the way, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Tekken 7, and Street Fighter V. Now, I'm not going to go over the details of what happened in every single bracket in every tournament. I'm just going to tell you who won each. Save us time, right? It's not like we're running on ads or anything. Subscribe, though. Anyway, Melee singles, of course. No Hungrybox winning this time. Instead, it was Mango, the legend, Eagles fan. Mango took down Temple Storm's Axe 3-2 in the grand finals, winning his first tournament in a little bit. Hasn't been too long. But we have a guy named Hungrybox who wins everything. So, in the doubles, we had S2J and Shroomed taking on Axe and Samsa in the grand finals. S2J and Shroomed took the first grand finals set 3-0, resetting the grand finals, and then taking the series and tournament 3-1. Moving on to Ultimate, we had TSM Tweak, go figure, who took down Mars 3-1 in the grand finals of the Ultimate Singles. And in the Ultimate Doubles, we have, of course, the Spanish duo, Italian duo, I think they're Italian, excuse me, MK Leo and Sergey, 3-0 over Nero and Cosmos to reset the grand final. And of course, they took the grand final 3-1 as well, similar to how the Melee doubles went. Dragon Ball Z Fighter was a smaller tournament, but we had Super Kamen Guru taking that one. Tekken 7, we had Black Alert. And Street Fighter V, we had AE winning that one. But anyway, that does it for everything in the podcast. I'm going to give you a little bit of insight as to what's coming up next weekend. Like I said, I'm going to tell you a little bit of what's going on in the next weekend. It's going to be a little quiet, but there's still going to be action to watch, of course, as there is every weekend on Twitch and YouTube. But first, I want to mention CS Summit. Of course, that's the first upcoming one I want to bring up. That is going to be up in the hills of Los Angeles. That is going to be Counter-Strike event, which is a bunch of top teams invited to go to a house and play Counter-Strike. It was one of the more laid-back events. This is why I like it. CS Summit is one of my favorites. I highly recommend it. I would check it out if you're looking for something new, or if you're watching CS, hey, let's watch it together. Teams that are going to be there are Team ENCE Esports, Ghost Gaming, Team Liquid, Energy Gaming, Team Renegades, and Team Vitality. Other than that, we have the start of the ESL 1 Birmingham, which is the fastest selling Dota 2 event. So Dota 2 is coming back, trying to make more money. 12 teams from around the world will once again fight it out in the arena in Birmingham for a part of the $300,000 US prize pool. Up next, we have Super Smash Bros. And other fighting games. So FGC, we'll call it that, Fighting Game Central. FGC, it's a real thing. First, I want to bring up Combo Breaker. That's going to be tournament held May 24th through the 26th in Illinois. That's just going to be a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate event. Kind of smaller compared to what I'm about to bring up, which is going to be MomoCon in Atlanta, Georgia. This is a convention, so that means there are going to be a multitude of games there, including Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Soul Calibur 6, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Tekken 7, Mortal Kombat 11, and so much more. I have no clue how I'm going to watch it all, but I'll watch them smash. Hell yeah. That's going to be going on May 23rd through the 26th. So starting on Thursday through Sunday. But anyway, that does it. Cue the outro music. Well, that does it for another episode of The Match. My name is Chetty once again, and I want to personally thank you for being here with me. Whether it's your first time or you're a returning listener, regardless, I appreciate you that much. Appreciate the love, and I'm sending all my love your way. If you could check us out on social media, we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube for now, but we'll be expanding pretty soon. You can check us out at The Match Esports. Feel free to message us on there. If you want to make fun of me, critique me, I don't really care. I'll take it. I can handle it. Anyways, we'll be back next week, next Thursday, the 29th, and I cannot wait to see you there. Peace out, guys.